Well, joining me now in the studio is Barakat Kamrava, Professor of Government at Georgetown University in Qatar. He also directs the Iranian Studies Unit at the Arab Center for Research and Policy Studies. We also have Sultan Barakat, Professor of Public Policy at Hamad bin Khalifa University. Thank you both very much for joining us today. Obviously, both residents here at the moment. It must have come as quite a shock. I don't know if you did hear the explosions, but it certainly was for us here in the newsroom.
Well, I did hear the explosions. I was actually having lunch with a senior German diplomat, which actually it comes to say that Doha is not just a place where Israelis are talking to the Palestinians. There are lots of other parallel talks taking place at the moment, and there are a lot of diplomats, lots of international representation in Doha. And for the Israelis to have the courage to undertake this attack is really puzzling. I mean, I don't understand what logic drives them to undertake this. They could have thought of 101 ways of assassinating Hamas's leaders in many different ways, as they did with Haniya in Iran, as they did with the others in Lebanon and Syria and so on. So I think there's a deeper message that they're trying to send to the world, and the world must respond accordingly, particularly the United States. I don't think it's sufficient that the United States now comes out and say, well, we knew nothing about it, or maybe we just learned afterwards. The United States sponsors Israel. They must own up to this responsibility and explain what is going on. And slowly, Israel is really driving itself against the wall. I mean, they're now becoming known as the pariah state around the world. It's the state that has done more criminal acts than any other state in the aftermath of the Second World War up to today. And they seem to be getting away with it. They think they're getting away with it. But I think really this is the last, if you like, event that is now going to start declaring globally a questioning of the state of Israel as we know it. It is acting more as an airbase aircraft carrier. You know, it's the way it is resolving its problems is very far from what you expect from a proper state in this region or globally.
Mr. Kamrava, we were talking there about the US. We have not heard from the president himself. This is a really interesting thing because Donald Trump has put pressure on Hamas, certainly in the last 24 hours, saying that they have to accept his new proposal. It's a very vague proposal. Israel has come out today, its foreign minister just earlier this morning, saying that it accepts the Trump proposal. Could Israel have carried such a brazen and unprecedented attack on a sovereign country in the Middle East like Qatar that is a mediator earlier in the war, perhaps even pre-Trump presidency?
No, I don't think so. I think what we're seeing is, as Sultan just said, is an evolution of Netanyahu's descent into insanity. I think he has this grandiose idea of wanting to redraw the map of the Middle East. He wants to remake the Middle East, at least geostrategically. And that's what we're seeing. In fact, earlier in the war, he waited until Haniya left Qatar and was in Iran and to assassinate him. And back then I was thinking he would never do such a thing in Qatar. And now we see that a year and a half on, he's far more brazen. Or you might say he's taken leave of his senses, and for his own political career, for his own vision of what he wants to see the Middle East, he's engaging in these kinds of brazen activities of attacking a country like Qatar, which is kind of against all political logic in many ways.
I just have to interrupt you there because we are going to the UN.